But first, the S&P 500 falling more than 1% as JPMorgan Chase reported a loss in its retail banking sector, as well as consumer confidence trailing estimates and investors selling riskier assets amid concerns over the budget deficit in Greece. For more details, let's go to Deborah Kostroun at the NYSE. Deborah.
Thanks a lot, Pam. Not only were we lower in today's session, but we were lower for the week. It was kind of an up and down week all week on Wall Street. And with Friday's losses closing lower for the week, the Dow losing just fractionally, but the S&P also losing about almost 1% for the week. The NASDAQ down over almost 1.33% for the week. Now, as for Friday's session, stocks sliding the most in a month, financials falling, of course, after JPMorgan Chase reporting a loss in its retail bank. And, of course, JPMorgan, the first of the major banks to be releasing their quarterly earnings. And although they said profit more than quadrupled, they lost money on consumer loans and are preparing for more defaults. We also have a whole host of earnings coming out next week as well. Bank of America, actually the biggest drag in the Dow. We do get earnings from Goldman, Citigroup, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo as well, all next week with those earnings. And while we're talking about earnings, it will certainly be the topic of discussion for next week. According to a survey by Bloomberg, earnings at companies in the S&P 500 are expected to surge 67% during the fourth quarter. Of course, that's following a record 9-quarter slump in profits that we've been seeing. And of course, we do have that busy calendar next week when 65 companies in the S&P 500 will be reporting their results. Telecom names also among some of the biggest drags on the day behind those financials. Verizon falling, trading at its lowest price since November 20th. Verizon cutting the price of calling plans with unlimited talk time. And an analyst at Piper Jaffray says other carriers, such as rivals like Sprint, Nextel, may also be cutting their rates. And this could be have a lot of price competition that will probably make wireless companies, they say, less profitable. That's a look at the markets and where we stand for this Friday. Back to you in the studio, Pam.
Thank you very much, Deborah. Kostroun reporting.